Hey guys, who likes to work? We like to work.
Yeah, work's great, man. It's fucking awesome.
Happy Labor Day. This is our Labor Day episode.
This way I have to sell my goddamn time so I can have a roof over my fucking head. It's bullshit.
Is Boomsday still a thing?
Can I work at Boomsday?
That's for 4th of July.
I want a job at Boomsday.
No, Boomsday's over. They don't have enough. Knoxville doesn't have enough money
Hashtag
for it.
bring Boomsday back. Hey guys, it's your favorite final girl and boy Emily and Nick and your favorite final babysitter Mike coming at you with a new episode of Gag Me with a Knife, a weekly podcast where we dissect, disembowel, and shred the best and worst slasher movies. This week we'll be celebrating Labor Day with 1982's Humongous. As usual, Emily will, she's got a VHS, so you know what she's gonna do.
We'll see if I can read it.
She's gonna read the front this time.
It's loose, it's angry, and it's getting hungry.
Ah.
A party of yachting teenagers get caught in a terrible fog and take refuge on Dog Island, where it's rumored that the only inhabitants are an old eccentric woman, her son, and a pack of vicious dogs. Okay, they don't think there's a dog. They don't know about the son, so that's not right. But anyway, but that's not all. They soon discover that a huge grotesque mutant reaching over 7 feet tall who has been chowing down on dogs since his rape victim mother died is eager to meet them.
What the fuck? It took me until like an hour in to figure out that.
His only means of survival is by killing, and when the teenagers show up, he's hungry enough to bite. This gruesome film will keep you on the edge of your seat. But you'd better eat before watching this, because after this movie, you'll never be hungry again. That's a lie, too. 1982. Right, what are your thoughts, Nick?
I love this fucking movie, and for many, many reasons, of which I'll get into throughout the review. But I also want you guys to know, this is a little pre-trivia. So, like, this movie had a lot of working titles.
Dog Island was one of them.
Yeah, one of them was Z-Girl from Dogtown. Another one was Ida She-Wolf of the SS.
He has me going.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
My favorite one, which this is what the movie should have been called, and I think it was released as this overseas, was Scooby Doo 6, The Final Mystery.
It was actually released overseas as Dog Island.
Well,
but.
and then, in the Manhattan smut houses, it played as She's Asking for It.
Woof.
Oh, woof. So, I
loved it. I thought it was fucking great. It's a very weird movie. My only complaint, it's badly lit, but I fucking love this movie.
I did not like it at all.
Again?
I thought the pacing was horrible. The lighting was horrible. It was an hour and 33 minutes, which is too long. And there was no reason for it to be that long because there were so many scenes of just like walking around.
To set the mood, Emily.
But and it did rip off Friday 13th Part 2. But we'll get into that. So it is the reason it's a Labor Day movie is because the beginning is set on Labor Day weekend in 1946. So Mike, get us going.
There's some sultry blues playing. It says Labor Day weekend 1946.
They're still celebrating Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
There's like the point of view coming in from the water, and it passes this plane. And I was like, oh, there's gonna be some water plane in this movie. Nope.
But we're just gonna open with a fucking rape scene.
Yeah,
so that's always a fucking great idea.
I was working my way up.
War is over, but rape ain't.
Yeah. So there's this girl. She's looking. There's a party. Everybody's smooching at the party.
Her name is Ida Parsons.
Girl. You think maybe she's watching the people kissing? No, she's communing with this Doberman Pinscher and German Shepherd combo behind the fence. We see a old man with a beard and a cigar watching her.
It's her dad.
And then we see a drunk man with a bottle in his hand stumble toward her. And the German Shepherd's kind of like... Rrr. And he is rebuffed in his advances, and he makes her mad enough to where she goes off into the woods, and he chases her. So at some point, I guess she thinks she's lost him, so she lights up a cigarette. And
You're supposed to do that after the rape.
Yeah. As she lights up, he catches up. And the dogs are going crazy. They know, I guess, she's in trouble. And he, accidentally knocks her down. But once she's down, she starts screaming. He starts slapping her continually. And she's screaming. The dogs are going crazy.
He even licks his hand before he goes to do it, which was
I didn't catch that.
Before that, he's lighting he lights a cigarette while he's slowly ripping off both their clothes.
This scene is so fucked up and
it's so long.
It's really a brutal rape scene,
and it's in the first 5 minutes.
It's
the fact that he licks his hand before he does it.
I didn't see that, but
this is Gaspar Noé,
it was really fucked up. It was it was no, it wasn't anywhere near that, but it was fucked
for
up
1987.
It's pretty hardcore.
1982.
This is 82?
Yeah, this is 82.
Oh, man.
Return to War.
That changes so much.
It's exceedingly uncomfortable very early in the movie, which is very...
Yeah, it's not like Nail Gun Massacre rape scene, which is bad because it's a group... But it's, it just happens and it's over. But, this is, very long and it looks... like the fact that once again that he licked his... it's very real looking.
He's so pathetic.
Ugh. But...
So the dogs get loose, and I wrote down too much with 4 O's because it just keeps going. Finally, the dogs get there and they annihilate him, and
then she takes
one dog is biting his face and it looks really good.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Once
awesome.
once he's kind of probably dead from that.
Fuck this dude up, dogs. He's a horrible person.
Yeah, but. By the way, he's already come inside of her. He was quick, but she takes a rock and hits him in the head.
She does get the dogs to stop before he's dead, and he's like, "Help me!" And she just looks at him with these cold eyes and starts braining him with a rock. Then stares off into space for a while. We get the credits with photos of a girl.
Then I said, "Wonder if she got pregnant." Well, I guess we know she did because the back of the box told us.
Yeah, the back of the box was heavy.
Yeah, the opening was very weird.
It was really dark.
It was it was almost like the opening for some TV movie.
It was the first
or something.
I'm not saying it's as gnarly as I Spit on Your Grave, but it was a snippet of.
It got real. I Spit on Your Grave real fucking fast, and then
yeah.
At least those dogs.
Fucked him up.
Oh, yeah. Then she did the final blow, and it was hell yeah, dude.
So while the opening credits are running, which I miss opening credits in modern movies.
Did you guys catch this, or was it just me? So, at the end of the opening credits, I could have sworn I looked up and it said directed by Paul Lind.
No, it's not
it's
Paul
Lynch.
It's Paul
Lynch, yeah, but I was just
David Lynch's
oh,
little brother? No.
Paul Lynch, he actually, we'll go with, I'll just say it now. He directed Prom Night, and the writer for this movie also wrote Prom Night. So
I thought for a second
2 years after Prom Night.
it was Paul Lynn, and I was like, well, I guess he finally got Penelope pissed up.
Oh, I don't get
Jesus fucking Christ.
Canadian as fuck. Also, this movie, by the way.
I was wondering about that with some of their accents.
It's super. It's all Canadian, yeah. Which Prom Night was too. Besides Jamie Lee Curtis and Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah.
Well, we can tell that this is the same woman who was just raped. That
in the pictures in the opening,
pictures of the young girl are her, and she's continually surrounded by dogs.
And in the credits,
yeah.
And the credits look like
they're really pretty. I thought it was really well done.
But it looks like a
it's a well-made.
It
looks like a drama, a TV drama from the 90s, the late 80s, early 90s. It's like a Heat of the Night or something like that.
I thought it looked like a TV movie.
Yeah, it looked good. I liked it. Or even Cheers.
As you can tell in the pictures,
where every dog knows your name.
Each picture, she looks more forlorn.
Yeah, she looks sadder and sadder.
She's got these cold eyes that you can tell have experienced much pain.
Okay, so anyway, we get to the movie. So
after the credits, there's a pretty shoreline, and there's some yachts, and it says 36 years later.
And
1982.
We meet Nick and Donna.
The math makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. We meet Nick and Donna. Nick is an asshole and also has stupid hair.
Well, before that, we meet Eric and Carla, the nerdy sister and the
good but here's
brother.
The thing, Eric doesn't know that it's 82?
Yeah.
He thinks it's 1964. Look at this living fucking Ken doll, dude. He's beautiful.
But Carla's like, hey, Eric, Donna's trying to show you her boobs. She's standing in the window again.
Yeah, and she's obviously going to be annoying and jealous.
Well, I really thought Donna had cute panties on. They were really
Donna
cute.
was really annoying.
I thought she was nice.
She's the Scooby Doo of the team.
Donna was the most annoying, but Carla
was
is
not?
pretty annoying. She's the annoying sister of Eric and Nick, and obviously Eric is the responsible one of between him and Nick.
Nick's the Budnick.
Yeah, Nick is the Budnick.
He reminded me of, I got major Budnick.
No. Nick is evil Shaggy.
Oh, okay.
But Nick from Slow Your Shorts. So Nick and Donna are together, and Eric and Sandy are together.
That's right.
And
Then there's
Carla's
Carla.
their sister, just tagging along.
Yeah, they'll
And
meet somebody else later.
Nick's a total wild card, and they're basically
he's a
just these
dick.
rich kids that have a yacht.
And their dad, I don't know if he's dead or he just let them have this yacht for the weekend because it's Labor Day weekend. I think we mentioned.
They're going to like They're trying to go to like St. Martin's or something like that.
So Nick and Donna get into a fight, and he basically kicks her out of the room. But she's like, "I didn't want to be here anyway." So Nick goes out and pulls a rifle on his brother.
Was he gonna fucking shoot her?
Yeah.
He actually
shoot
he's gonna
Eric.
shoot Donna, but then he sees Eric, and he's like, "I've got this blah blah blah."
And that's
at
his
you.
brother.
It's
Yeah.
his brother, and his brother. It seems like this is pretty normal. He's like, "Stop pointing that gun at me." He doesn't seem like super like I would be if my brother was pointing. A gun
Yeah, his
at
brother
me.
looks like Johnny Quest.
Wait,
He does.
He
Eric-
fucking
Eric-
does,
Eric
dude.
looks like Johnny Quest.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
see it.
Yeah, he does.
They don't. They look like they were from the
That's
same
what I was
litter,
saying. He's like,
and
this
Nick was
guy
the
thinks
runt.
it's 1962.
Carla does not look like she's part of their family, except for that she has blonde hair.
Yeah, is it blonde? I thought it was red.
No, Donna
Strawberry.
had just red hair.
She has actually red hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I always get those mixed up.
But like then like Donna and Sandy are having some conversation
I also
where
noticed Nick is wearing like a sheriff's badge. It's like, what are you, 6?
yeah.
Like he's
But
got a little star button on his.
I think Donna says like I gotta lose some weight, and then Sandy just is like books it out of there. She's like, I'm not gonna be part of this conversation.
Yeah.
Wait,
This is
no,
where they're already on the boat at this point. Yeah, you're talking.
Yeah.
No, this is before they get on the
Okay.
boat. That was before. Now they're on the boat.
Yeah.
They're on the yacht.
They're on the boat.
It's not a boat. It's a yacht.
But they're like
Donna's
psychedelic
dancing.
shindig and yacht style, man.
Yeah.
Like they're on
Well,
yacht mode.
Donna's dancing by herself to some kind of yacht rock, dad rock, and Nick
This is
just
proto
turns it
yacht
off.
rock,
He's
man.
like, no.
This is before
bro,
Michael.
no, this
before
is
Michael McDonald.
No, this is after.
Dude,
Michael
no.
McDonald was in the 70s.
So
But
after
it looks like the 60s. I
But-
think it's just Eric driving, man. He looks like a living Ken doll, and like
Yeah, but
his name could have been like Archibald Jr. or something,
But
and like he could have been with the Starlets.
he doesn't have the wheel for that long because Nick takes the wheel, and I'm like, oh great, that's a good idea because he's high as balls. I mean, like,
Yeah, Nick turns off the radio, so Donna goes and talks to Sandy, who then immediately walks off and talks to Eric, who is driving the boat. But he starts getting Sandy to drive the boat while he drives her ass.
Dude,
he's just
yeah,
like
man.
straight pulling her
Dude,
pants down.
he's all
and
into
playing with her
jazz hole,
butt.
and he's trying to jazz hole.
At some, like, I saw at this point it cuts to some other boat captain.
Trying to wear that
Bert.
jazz hole like
It's
a pinky
Bert.
ring.
Okay,
it's Bert.
Bert's in trouble.
Yeah, Bert's in trouble and's like trying to flag them down with.
And you're scared for these
flares.
people. Like, is this some kind of, they're rich kids, so I'm gonna, what do they call a boat bandit?
A
pirate?
Not a pirate, like a Somali pirate. Yeah, it's a pirate. Never mind.
Okay.
Boat bandit's a pirate.
Well, you had to make it.
I should have known that.
You had to make it like specific to a region.
It's
Just
Still
it's,
a pirate.
it's foggy out. Eric is sweating because he doesn't want to kill his family and wreck his dad's boat.
And because it's real foggy.
He's like, Sandy, get up here quick. And there's a guy with a flare because it's Bert who needs help. He is injured somehow. He's like getting sick because his boat motor went out.
Yeah.
That's what happens, man. That's why you don't buy
So
a
they
boat.
bring
They're
him
like
on
ET.
board.
They connect with you.
They bring him on board, and Sandy makes him some coffee, and Bert tells them about Dog Island.
Yeah.
There's like an exposition scene about the old
Did
lady
they ever?
and Ed
Did
Parsons, the
these
lumberman.
teens or like the early 20-somethings ever say where they were going on the yacht?
They said they were going to like St. Martin's or
St.
something.
Martin's.
Yeah.
Are they in the
But they-
Bahamas?
No.
No, they're
so
on the lake.
Yeah. So
How are we
but-
gonna get from Martha's Vineyard to the Bahamas?
Yeah.
So
the-
Bert's telling them what's up, and
about it's
About the
they're
dogs.
like it's called dog. He says that this woman Ida Parsons lives or a woman. Well, he says a woman. It's
A woman.
it's Ida Parsons,
It
but
is.
his woman lives on the island. But he says no one knows who she is, and I'm like, how? I was like, they don't
He
know her
does also
name, but
say
they
Ed
but they
Parsons is
but
the
they do
lumberman who
know
owns it
that
all.
yeah, they do know the Parsons owned the island, and it
Maybe
was
she got
open
disowned
and it was
for
open
having an unwed.
but it was open through the
motherhood.
60s, but he doesn't know. No one knows who this woman could possibly be. I'm like, well, I think you can take
she lives on Dog Island.
you
We
should
know.
take a shot in the
It's a-
dark. It's probably a
We know who it
Parson.
is.
It's a real weak way to call a girl a bitch.
And he says something about you can't get on the island not with all these dogs around. What?
Dogs.
Yeah, they swim.
Who think dogs on Dog Island?
And they're semi-automatic.
Nick-
Then there's like
Nick
a weird
scares
sex
them.
scene that's interrupted.
Yeah, we got. Who is it? Fucking.
It's Eric and
Eric
Sandy.
and
But they're
Sandy.
about to fuck, but then they stop
They hear
because
arguing,
Nick and Donna are arguing, yeah.
and Nick decides that he doesn't want to sit there anymore, so he's gonna wreck the boat.
Except for
I'm gonna go up here and wreck
I
this
have
boat.
no idea how this happened. The yacht catches fire, but I didn't really see how.
So
They hit something.
So Nick
and
goes
then,
up
yeah,
there,
like,
And then it
starts
just
going
catches
real
fire.
fast.
it like almost
Bert-
capsizes.
Bert is trying to go up there, but Nick pulls the gun, even though we and Nick know that that first bullet is just, he took the tip off, which that never came back into play.
No.
Normally, Chekhov's gun goes off, not in this case. So
They wrecked the
Nick
boat.
wrecks the boat after a long fight with his brother. It catches fire, and then once they're at shore, it explodes completely. Like they were just like carrying a bunch of
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's
Explosions.
how things happen.
lots of.
but,
This is an
okay.
explosion-y movie.
But
They find
they realize
can't find Carla.
Yeah, and I'm like,
the little sister that can't swim with the glasses.
yeah.
So Nick goes to explore.
Oh, Velma.
But I'm like, at this point, I was like, Carla and Nick are very
She
unlikable.
totally is Velma.
But
Yeah.
Velma
Holy shit.
also
There's two
in this
Daphnes.
movie, if you look at her, she looks kind of, if you cross your eyes, like kind of Weird Al Yankovic from like UHF.
I thought she was cute.
She,
I mean, yeah,
so,
Velma always is. Velma's always the like.
As far as
the
my personal
bombshell.
taste, I think she was the cutest one of all. of
So
them.
basically,
Oh, sure, yeah.
they're deserted on Dog Island, and Nick's going to look for Carla, I guess. But
kind of just to find
That's insulting
shelter.
to that lady who lives on Dog Island.
But he's like in the woods and he gets scared by some dog noises.
and
But
this
then
scene
there's
gets
some-
really tedious.
So is Humongous carrying a dead dog on a stick or something?
Wait,
No,
spoiler.
there is
He's
a-
already
There is a
dubbed
dog.
no,
Humongous.
there is a scene, and then like
Are
he
all the
kills
dogs
the
dead
dog.
or not?
No, there was a there's a dog. The
That was the
killer
last
kills
dog?
the dog. Kills one of the dogs at some point because he takes it and like. But I don't know if it's in this.
At another
scene.
point later, it's like all the dogs are dead. There are no dogs on Dog Island.
No, but he did.
It's just
kill,
Humongous
he
can
did
sound
ki-
like a lot of dogs.
No, they're on the other side of the island. I think at that point because they can still hear dogs barking.
We'll solve this
and there
mystery
is
game.
and there is a scene where the killer grabs the dog and kills it.
Back
so
at the camp, everybody's shivering, especially Bert. They need to get him some
he broke
medicine.
his leg during the.
So Nick
shipwreck.
finds the boathouse.
Yeah,
And then
after like a long time.
a long time, it's really atmospheric. Slow.
I thought it was.
I
slow as
normally
fuck.
like slow stuff, but I was in a hurry and I was like, why is he taking so long to find this cabin? There's this is a 94-minute movie. There's like a 60-minute cut somewhere where they just do this
took out
stuff.
all the shit. Yeah,
So
I would've liked to have
Humongous
seen that.
finds Nick. And
he hilariously screamed.
did you see Humongous at this point? Like
You can barely
this
see
is
him
before
through
I
the
turned
whole
up the
thing.
brightness on my screen.
Oh, I can barely see him through the whole thing, but you see
Towards
his
the
like.
end, I can see him.
I don't
you-
think I ever saw him because it was the lighting was
Yeah,
so
you
bad.
see his shadow, but it's an off-screen death, and that's not till 36 minutes into
They were
the
still
movie.
working on it.
Yeah.
But so Eric hears Nick scream from afar. And
Because I wrote
Eric
right
and-
after that, man, this movie has bad lighting.
Eric and Sandy leave Donna and Bert at the beach so they can go try to find Nick and Carla, who are Eric's siblings. And I'm sorry, not Donna. Sandy makes the comment it's very quiet, like there's nothing alive
She
on
says,
the island.
she just sounds like there's nothing alive here. And I was like, well,
Man,
it's a huge
okay.
fucking island.
It's a
And
pretty big
also,
one.
I wanted
you
to
can
kn-
hear dogs barking.
I want to know about this.
okay.
Like, is it? I mean, I know this is like a trope, but like, is this the first like typical like slasher movie where they're like, it's quiet and they go, it sounds so quiet.
I
There's
think that's
nothing
been going
alive
on
here.
since
Like,
before.
I don't know. I know it has to
Slasher
be like something else. Like, you know, even like.
I'm sure it's in probably Black Christmas. I mean, it's probably in a bunch of stuff.
Christmas?
Who cares? I don't know.
Black Christmas.
But yeah, it's yeah. So I was like, it's a huge island, but okay. So
It's in Sleepless in Seattle.
yeah. So we see now, but now we see that Carla's in the boathouse.
So yeah, Sandy gets scared by mice, and that causes, I guess, a rat, to be fair. And when she kind of runs from the rat, she ends up falling into Carla, who's mousy. I was like, oh, she ran from real mouse.
And
find
also,
the
at this point,
female mouse.
Carla doesn't have her glasses, but at some point later she does.
She does it.
But she doesn't at this point because I wrote that
And
she
we
didn't.
do see that thanks to good old slasher vision with the heavy breathing kind of grunting that Humongous is watching Sandy. So the rats, after they find Carla, they turn back around. It turns out the rats were on some kind of huge flesh pile where there were like squirrels and all kinds of stuff just piled up, the refuse. And then Donna, who's back with Bert, finds some firewood.
She's so proud of
I
herself
think
for those branches.
She was cute. She throws.
She's like, oh my god, look
she
what I
throws the
found.
twigs off
She
a cliff
throws like
onto
a bunch
Bert.
of twigs. And then
Somehow Humongous is stalking
Dude,
Sandy and
the fucking is this
Donna
before
at the
the
same
blueberry
time.
boobs?
oh no, it's right after that.
This is where she finds the blueberry patch.
Yeah.
And even though Humongous was just watching Sandy, he's now watching the blueberry action.
But I was
Yeah, it's
also
way more
like-
hot over there.
But I was
It must be
also
a small
like,
island.
I was also like, Donna, you can't just
It worked.
way to eat berries.
My grandma
random
used to call it the
berries.
over-the-shoulder boulder holder, and she would keep her wallet
Dog
in it and
Island
stuff.
just
That's a
turned into
manor.
fucking bitch manor. It's awesome.
But
If I was Humongous, I'd be like, girls, I got something I can offer you.
At
But
this
she's
point,
managing to use the natural pockets formed by her shirt and
Oh my
breast
And
god,
breasts.
dude,
to
fuck yeah,
keep
dude.
all the blueberries.
At this
Blueberry
point, I
boobs
felt
is the shit.
I did feel like I was back in our backwoods slasher month, and I
No,
was
this is the
not
most
happy
backwood of
about
the
it.
school
I was like,
movie.
ugh, okay.
Dude, yes.
And also, that scene was for absolutely
Well,
nothing.
we've already seen her tits, and we know what those tits can do. But we also just found out something else the tits can do. So
Carry
that's
blueberries,
yeah, man,
not strawberries, but blueberries for sure.
dude, it's so.
So
great.
she finds a dog skull and she gets freaked out.
Ooh, it has
and
maggots on it.
but she
It's
drops
it
not
seem-
a blueberry.
it seems
Not a blueberry
like,
dropped.
It seems like Humongous is about to snatch this girl up,
But then
he
it
doesn't.
cuts to
He-
the house.
No, she goes back to Bert. And
No, it shows the house first.
she's okay.
It
they might show
goes,
the-
it shows the house, and it's like
And then it shows her washing off those sweet tits.
no. Before that, it shows the house, and I think like Carla and Sandy and Eric are like around there, and I'm like, oh great, here's a break-in in, or like,
Well, they definitely okay. So
but at the same, with this, they know, or they're led to believe a woman lives on this island, so you would think they would think the woman lives in that house. So they're why would you just break and enter into a house that you think is
it
inhabited?
is a backwoods slasher.
But whatever, okay.
This is more of a.
So it goes back, yeah.
They're not in school. This is Labor Day.
Yeah,
I'm
so
silly.
yeah, it goes back to Donna and Bert, and we don't care. Like
She's
Donna's
washing.
talking.
Yeah, I care about this. She is washing off her breast.
Donna's
because it
telling
has,
some
blueberry
story.
juice.
She's
yeah.
telling some real long story, and like no one cares.
It
Are
does
you,
come
are
up
you
to
talking
where
about blueberry boobs?
we're 1 mile away from
She's
land.
talking about like how she wants to be a model, and she's jealous of Sandy, basically.
Yeah, she kind of tells the story about how she got to know.
And
him.
then
to the
it-
dude with the broken leg. Or
Yeah, and you realize
Yeah.
that Bert's probably dying
Well,
from listening to her dumb story.
Well,
but
it seems like at that point they've already fucked because they ran everybody off real fast. They're like, "Yeah, you should go find or something or whatever.
Well,
go
no,
find
she-
Nick."
she
so
goes up-
they've already fucked, and she's talking to him at this point. You can tell the guy with the broken leg is like enjoying the broken leg more than what
Well, he
she's
gets
saying.
no, he
he gets
isn't
real
because he's
sick.
dying.
He
And
gets
I
sick.
mean, if you listen to what
So
she
she does
said,
the
you'd want
skin
to
to
too.
skin, like puts her breast. on
yeah,
him.
she's like, she comes up to him and she realizes he's not really listening to her, and he's like really cold.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
lays on top of him.
See, that's what he wanted
So-
to muster
but-
up.
And at this point, that's when
We did.
They
like,
fucking.
Before this, back at the house, they pass a no trespassing sign. They're like, whatever, we're trespassing, and they find
Rebels.
like dead plants like in pots, and they find all the
dogs that were in like the
they were in a skeletons.
They were in a
skeletons. That takes a while.
Yeah, I know, but they still can hear dogs barking. So I think at some point, maybe later in the movie, Eric says something about they're probably on the other side of the island or something like that. But when right after when it cuts back to Donna laying on Bert, there's a double kill.
She is thrown pretty far by the big man Humongous,
and he's decapitated. But it's
you don't see it.
It's both of them are kind of off screen.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, her throw.
He grabs dude by the neck.
Her throw is kind of on screen, but not really a lot. It's cut pretty fast, and then his is not there at all. So I was like, okay, cool. There are 3 people left with 44 minutes in the movie.
So we see Eric,
I roll.
Carla, and Sandy.
They're in the house now.
They are in the house. The phone is dead. Eric was trying the phone, not going down. There are all these big broken dolls everywhere.
Well, did you notice when
they do find aspirin to take back to Bert? Hell of a lot of good it's going to do him now that he's been throttled by Humongous.
Yeah, and Carla's like, there was a baby. And I was like, oh, maybe from the rape at the beginning, that scene would have been completely useless.
But I do want to pledge my allegiance for all time to Lord Humongous.
Oh, yeah.
The leader and greatest Humongous of all.
Give us your gasoline and walk away.
Yeah, the Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Walk away. Walk away.
Did you guys notice though that like this crew did like a similar thing to like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? They broke and entered into a house that wasn't theirs, but they stuck together.
Yeah, and then they find a nursery, and then they're like, oh, there's a nursery, and I'm like, well, Carla already said something about a baby, you fucking nitwits. And they're like, well, maybe the baby died.
They find all the toys, and that's when I wrote, is Humongous a rape baby?
Yeah,
that's when it first hit me.
Well, I knew that already.
I didn't read the back of the box.
I didn't either. Nick had my copy.
Man, I thought it was a werewolf movie for a little while.
Nick had my copy, so
I kind of did too.
But I'd seen it already, so I knew. But
they find a photo album of Ida.
But they say the nursery is barely used, so they're like, maybe she had a baby and it died. That's what they assume at first. And there's really later on not much explanation why the nursery wasn't used.
It's so Scooby Doo.
It's just
very Scooby Doo.
Why was the nursery not used? Even
Scooby Doo with a lot of tits and some.
Well, it's like when they start going through the photo albums and everything, and it's like there's nothing I love better than breaking and entering and going through somebody's shit.
Well, they take matches, blankets, and food. That's like basic survival.
Yeah, it's like a weird survival horror thing.
They take matches, but at some point Nitwit drops them. So
and then they have to look for them for 20 minutes.
20 minutes, yeah.
The matches. But see, I was like, why do they give a shit about the matches? They could be running.
I know,
but they wanted to set it on fire.
But
I was like, yo, they can't run because
I was like, I don't know, rub some fucking trees together. I don't know, but like at one point when there's
rock and a piece of metal, you can catch a spark.
Well, when they're in the house, someone says, "Well, there's no one here," and I was like, "Well, maybe." I know the woman is dead, but like,
yeah, she's dead.
Maybe based on Bert's story, the woman's in town. You fucking idiots, because he does say she goes into town.
We're getting ahead of it now that you mentioned that. So. They're looking at pictures.
You can't just assume a house is abandoned after hearing a story about this woman. That's all I'm saying.
No, for sure.
And I'm just like, y'all like legit broken in or whatever.
They're looking at this, presumably the pictures we were seeing during the credits.
And they say that she looks like Sandy.
After the baby, it seems like she looks like a different person. That looks like her life was over, and the last picture was in 1949.
They make a lot of assumptions about the baby also at this point.
What's Scooby Doo?
Carla's making a lot of psychologist assumptions, and I'm like, I didn't know you were a fucking psychologist.
Carla also suggests to Sandy that she looks like Ida, which will come in handy later.
And then also, she's like, well, if not... if I'm not right about all this stuff that I've said about the baby, if not that, then what? And I was like, I don't know, 15 to 25 other explanations that you could probably name. At least one other one.
Sometimes
that
you can
is
throw
what
a dart
real.
and then fill in the bullseye.
But
where the dart lands.
I think we found a lot of...
Yeah, some good exposition. So, Carla's like, we got to get out of here. Sandra goes and starts looking out the
Sandy.
window. Sandy's short
It's
for
Sandy.
Sandra.
Well,
Come on.
They don't. Her name's
Sandra,
Sandy in the
darling.
movie.
So she gets scared by a spider
It
again.
could be short for like sangria.
And she dropped the matches, so she bends over to get the matches, and she sees the withered corpse of Ida.
Yeah, I was like, think we
Underneath
found
the
out
couch.
she dead.
She looks like she's been dead for
Was it
years.
just
Yeah,
me? Was
I
it
was
just
like,
me, or did this horny corpse get a fucking a little handsy?
Yeah, the corpse somehow gets latched onto
Come here,
Sandy,
darling.
and they
And
dance
it's very
around.
psycho-ish.
And
looking.
Carla-
Yeah, oh yeah, it looks good.
Carla the Mousy does go and pull the skeleton off of Sandy, but then the skeleton's on her. And Eric shows up to save the day because
And he
has to explain how to get the skeleton off these girls.
He also ends up kind of making some assumptions himself about about Ida, and then also about the dogs. Like, if she's like, well, they're all dead, and he's like, well, they're probably on the other side of the island. His make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Like the things he says than whatever the shit Carlo was saying.
So somehow the lights come on.
Yeah,
here,
because
and,
there's a generator, but it's upstairs, and they're like, "Why is the generator upstairs?"
and then there's an odd wind from the basement. So they decide we're gonna go to the basement.
No, there's not
And
an
at
odd
the-
wind. It's like
that's what I say every
noise.
time I
Humongous-
fart.
It's
It's
There's an
humongous,
odd
like,
ring
going,
from the basement.
He's going crazy.
Like, he's
like, let's
I mean,
go check that out,
Yeah,
guys.
it was okay. I wasn't terrified by it. I thought it was pretty
Odd
dumb.
notes from the
getting-
jazz holes.
But
he
if
was
I was
knucking as if he
there,
were bucking.
yeah, he was knucking and bucking.
He was.
Knuck if you buck. But like,
Humongous was.
I didn't think it was scary, but if I was in the
Getting crazy.
situation, I would be scared by those
That's when you
noises, and I
leave.
wouldn't go down there. Yeah.
That's
I was just like,
there's a dog eating monster down there.
yeah,
Because there's
whatever
no
it
dogs
is.
on Dog Island.
Like,
It's humongous.
and so it takes about 20 minutes for them to walk down to the basement.
So, it's the longest
It's
shit I have written down here.
so
Yeah.
long.
That I like the synth, but everything else is just the synth in this part of the movie was really good.
The score was good. I really liked the little. Like,
Eric's taking so long to even get to the ground floor that the girls be in there, and like we couldn't take it up there anymore. It's like you're really taking an extraordinarily long time, Eric. I mean, Fred.
Some
Eric.
girls like that.
Eric's Fred, right?
We're near the. See, what's funny about this movie, and I'm glad y'all liked it, but like we are nearing.
It's dumb. But
We are nearing the end of the movie because
But there's still a half
so
hour to go.
little to say because it takes so long for them to do shit.
But that's how they
Like,
solve the mystery.
It legit takes about 20 minutes for them to get down to the basement, like
so
where we're about to
I
find.
wrote that they tiptoed to the basement.
Very
yeah.
So, and at one point they're still
Ever so
outside,
slightly.
and Eric almost kills Sandy for coming around the corner too quick on him.
but they're going so slow. I'm just like,
And when they get to the basement, it comes to be known that the basement is indeed stinky.
and
They're all holding their noses.
and they're like, oh, they assume, I guess, the baby lives down
the
there.
upstairs also, if the basement's that stinky, it would have come upstairs.
It would have, and
Unless Ida was a really good caretaker of the house, but she's been dead for like 8 months.
they realized though that there was a lock down there, and it was clear that that this baby that's now not a baby
Yeah.
was not allowed in certain
He's
rooms.
a baby plus 36
Yeah,
years.
but he wasn't allowed in
The
certain
baby,
rooms.
who's
Like,
not a baby
she
anymore.
had pretty much kept him captive and like had all these rules.
His mama was bossy.
Like
I
had all
really
these
hope-
rules.
I really
like
hope that happens to me one day.
I think they say something like they assume he could go into the kitchen and that was it.
But who's ready for more exposition? Eric is finding Ida's diary.
Yes, so there's more backstory
But
that
they
I wrote. I
also-
just couldn't care less.
They also
about
find the
that.
bodies of Donna and Nick in the basement.
Yes, I was like, oh, the dead bodies. I don't care. Bye, Carla, because
So-
she runs
yeah,
away.
Carla runs.
And then
She sprints
there's
to the boathouse.
This is the
of
most
course.
hilarious thing to me is there's a tedious chase scene, but it's between two of the
Yeah.
main characters. It's between Carla and Sandy. I was
Carla
like,
runs-
that's not even the killer. This isn't a tedious chase scene between the killer and like one of the
dude, at
characters.
one
This
point,
is like a fucking just two characters running after each
the
other.
actress that plays Carla, they come to this pretty steep cliff, and she's just like jumping off this fucking cliff. She like
Yeah.
takes a couple steps down, just jumps and rolls. Does she fall asleep there for a little while?
I think she kind of passed out or something.
Yeah.
But at this point, she has her glasses back on.
Oh, yeah. She finds a pool of water, starts washing her face, and then she sees Bert's head in the water. So
I wrote, putting nasty deadhead water on your face, Carla.
So
reminded me of the period water.
Well, yeah, this is why they didn't drink any of the fucking water in this one.
I thought I really did think she was going to drink the water.
Yeah,
I thought she was about to dog lick that water.
Because Bill's dead up the stream.
But the next thing I wrote is, when was something going to happen? Because
so at some point, I guess Sandy loses Carla, but Eric finds Sandy, and he says he's going to burn it all down.
Hell yeah!
And Sandy finds out about
they figure out the son. It's like, okay, she's like, I've been reading the diary. Okay, it's her son. I don't care. Didn't we already figure this out?
Yeah,
that
I did
he
about
isn't
a
dead.
half hour
Like
movie time
the
ago.
baby's a curse for something awful.
Rape.
And they can't figure out what it could possibly be. And I'm like, a fucking rape? Maybe? Like, it's pretty much laid out. I know she doesn't say it was because I got raped, but it seems pretty obvious.
They shout out acromegaly, which I think is what Mask has. Acromegaly?
Yeah.
Is that what Andre the Giant had?
The elephantitis of the I don't know. But
he's all messed up.
But he had brain damage. And she wanted him to die with her.
Yeah, she was going to kill him and her.
But she died first.
She died before she
I was like, this story is so fucking dumb. And
I guess that was the end of the diary.
But she someone says, what? Oh, I think it's I don't know if it's Eric or Sandy, but one of them says, what could have happened to her? And I was like, oh my God, it was a rape. Like, it doesn't take that much context to figure this the fuck out.
What happened to her when she died?
No,
she hid under a couch.
No, they talk about they go back to talking about what could have happened to her that, like, she hated her son so much.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. There are a few different things.
He's like Sloth again.
It could have been that his name was Humongous.
Is that just like a nickname?
Maybe it was something else.
It's
in
the kill count. Humongous.
In the kill count, it's Ida's son. So he doesn't have a name.
Ida's son. That's dumb.
I also wrote, why am I watching a soap opera? Because that's what I felt.
I have written down supper time for Humongous.
Yeah, but I did say that the lighting was bad, but when it cuts, at some point it cuts back and shows Donna and Nick dead bodies.
Yeah.
And the lighting there where it's just that little lamp and then their bodies right there. I thought the lighting was cool there. Yeah.
It's really, really good.
And then that's when Sandy realizes she's lost the matches on the way.
Well, that's where the bad lighting...
So they're going to have to backtrack.
That's where the bad lighting lends itself to this movie. One of the few times. Sorry.
What is Eric sharpening? It's like he's grinding something on
he's making a spear out of a stick. Remember, they picked up the sticks, he handed one to Sandy.
Yeah.
It's not a javelin?
Well, maybe.
I mean, no.
He's preparing
it's not a real
for his next movie.
Okay.
He's preparing for sports.
So they decide they're going to leave the...
He knows that when he gets off
do it, Sandy. I have to sport.
He's like, when we get off this island, you know that I throw the javelin, so I need to be practicing right now.
Maybe it's a sharpened pole.
I can't go one day without practicing.
Or he's making a weapon for when he goes back to lacrosse practice. He's like, those guys will never say that shit to me again.
Fuck you, Jimmy.
Yeah, he's just like,
fuck you, Bryson.
I can't miss a day of training.
Bryson.
Yeah. Oh, fuck you, Colton.
Fuck you, Hunter. I'm my private skull. I'm gonna kill you.
Fuck you, Jaden.
Jaden. Dude, these are elementary school kids. Chill.
Fuck you, Branson.
Yeah, ooh. That's a ritzy one.
Okay, so...
What was the guy's name in...
Eric and Sandy.
Wait, hold on.
Okay,
what was the guy's name in April Fool's Day? The one that was a real big douche? No, he was Biff in Back to the Future. Not him. The guy that
male stripper from summer school.
The guy that was just the good old boy. That one.
It was like Clint or something.
No, he went by like some
Afton.
It Afton, but it was some stupid. All of them had like Buffy and Miff and Diff and Dosh.
Muffy was my girl.
Yeah, and
all
then
right, back to this one.
Anyway, sorry.
Back to the regular
same character as different movie.
Hey, Patreon, hit us up about Muffy. I'll talk all night.
Yeah, dude.
So anyway, okay,
Make it rain.
So Sandy realized she's lost the matches, and they're
Eric. They decide. So Eric and Sandy decide to leave Carla
No,
asleep.
they fight about it.
They don't try to wake her up.
They fight about it at first because he's like, "You're not coming with me," and she's like, "Yes, I am." No, I'm not. That takes
he's with
forever.
her.
And then she just does end up going, and I'm like, "You just fucking left." Okay, you know there are. This is where I was like, "What the fuck?" You know that your friends are dead. You
Yes.
saw them.
They're dead.
So you're just gonna leave your sister though?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
okay. And
So, but they're not walked that far, and they hear the howl of Humongous.
they're back to the house, back to the
Humongous is making
monster.
crazy noise, and the howl of Humongous wakes up Carla, and she's just like, "What is going on?" So they're walking up the hill, and there's another real cool synth part there by John Mills Caquel.
This is
Soundtrack in
also
this is awesome.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah.
score is good, and this is also where Sandy starts making a lot of assumptions on where Ida's kid would go in the house.
I have written down, why do they care about the matches? Oh, it's so they can burn it down.
Yeah, but
so
that-
just fucking
I was like-
swim home.
I was like that. I was like, this bitch does not even remember where she left
wrote-
the matches. They were better off rubbing some sticks together. And why would they leave Carla? But whatever. I mean, I guess they
I
never
wrote,
really cared about her anyway.
So slow.
I wrote tedious,
Tedious,
in all caps.
And Nick wrote,
Scooby Doo.
this is the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
I
But
fucking love it, dude.
finally-
This is the best episode of Scooby Doo
So-
I've ever fucking
Finally,
seen.
they're in the house.
They get to the door of some sort, and there's
I don't really like
there's
Scooby-Doo.
humongous noises, and again they're like, let's check that out, and then there's a eye hole that Humongous's big ass eye shows up in.
Mm-hmm.
I like that big eye. And once Humongous figures out, oh, these people are on the other side of the door, he breaks it down.
And finally,
somehow
Eric and the monster
Eric beats the
fight.
shit out of
Yeah,
him
he
with a
does.
club. He just fucks Humongous up.
Yeah.
Eric
Fuck
is
the club up.
dude.
Fuck the
Eric
club
proves that
up.
like an actual Ken doll
We're
can
gonna
fucking
turn
throw
the parking
down.
lot into Columbine.
But he's like,
Yeah,
hey,
we'll wave
Sandy,
that
he's
fucking lyric
dead.
around.
So he thinks Humongous is
Hey, that
dead,
wasn't
but
me.
as
That
soon as he
was a
calls
walk-on
Sandy
flocka.
down, Humongous gets up and Bear hugs him to
Well,
death.
first he goes, "I got him," and then
Yeah.
nope, you didn't, because he gets up. Yeah, Bear hugs
Bear
him
hugs
to
him
death.
to death, which I don't think
And
is
here's the
very
thing, dude.
possible.
Eric died a very 60s death.
But this is where you get
Like-
this is where you get a good look at Humongous, and then he looks like Madman Mars. but a
He
little
does,
taller.
and Madman Mars is ridiculous looking.
Hey, I kind of look like Madman Mars.
No, you don't. No, he
Aw,
looks
come
like
on.
he looks like some kind of
Just a little
Bobo,
bit.
like stupid gorilla with a mop on his head.
He looks like Glenn Jacobs,
So
Kane.
Humongous is carrying Eric.
And then I wrote, "Oh, it's tedious and dark again."
And,
Shocker.
but for some reason, Sandy, instead of trying to sneak away, she's like, Eric. It's
Yeah.
like, now he knows where you are.
But
She runs upstairs.
she's ripping off Jenny from Friday the 13th Part
She gets
2.
locks herself in the bedroom. She tries the windows. It doesn't work. He's really slow because he's like almost 40 now.
And he's also like got brain
But she
damage.
turns off all the
And He's
lights.
got brain damage and he's feral.
Yeah.
So
She can't
he's
fit under the bed.
35 years old. If we keep up with the actual,
well, he has 36 years. Yeah,
it
he's like
takes
36.
9 months.
But he has brain damage.
I've heard.
He has brain damage
From
though.
acromegaly.
Yeah.
Well, but that doesn't make you older.
I mean, yeah, I have
Then
brain
it
damage.
could make you dumb.
Well, of course
And
it does.
slow.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But it doesn't
So
make your
she's
age.
trying to get under the bed. She can't fit under the bed.
No, it doesn't.
Even though she's a slight woman,
He's 35.
she is too big to get under the bed. And then she sees pictures of Ida, and she decides to pull a Friday the 13th Part 2 and dress like Mama.
And a little bit
And
of
then I
a
know,
little bit of
I
psycho.
said, the next one I have is Humongous has nice hands, but it turns out no, those were actually, that was Sandy's hands. Like she's clutching I thought it was Humongous' hand on the doorknob, but it was
Sandy got
Sandy's
some
hand on
fine-ass
the
hands.
chair.
I just
like
love that
squeezing the
she
chair. It's
decided
like,
to do this instead of
such
going back for
slender
No one
fingers.
goes back for Carla. They're just like, okay. But she does
she steps
trick
on,
him.
so she tricks him into thinking it's his mom, and it works. He goes away. And when she
And then
stands
she
up, she
finds the
steps on the
matches.
matches.
So I was like, goody, you found the matches that you so badly needed.
She thought her job was better than it really was because she comes downstairs.
Everybody
and
does.
Humongous is like, nah,
No,
you ain't
yeah,
my
I
mama.
knew you were.
My mama don't walk down those stairs.
My mama be dead also.
So she falls down the stairs, and then
mama
once
be dead.
she falls down the stairs, so the slow ass Humongous can catch up with her.
And I was like, I
and
feel
then
a
she's on the
tedious
porch, and the
chasing
porch
coming.
breaks, and Humongous still barely catches up with her. He's really slow and steady.
It's so fucking dark you can't see the killer.
To the boathouse.
Yeah.
So she goes into the boathouse and Carla's there.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, I didn't know where to go.
And immediately.
Yeah, Humongous squishes the shit out of her face.
That was it. Okay.
Until her eyeballs are almost popping out.
Yeah, I wrote Carla's head's popped at 1 hour, 25 minutes. Okay.
I'm a zip.
Death scene, comparatively to all these other death scenes, was spectacular. But it's a pretty low bar for the death
Right?
scenes. It was the only one where he saw anything.
Sandy's
really.
hiding, and she's like, oh, yeah, there's gas on these floorboards. She has the matches. She's quietly struggling with the matches.
But
not having great luck.
She doesn't use logic. The one thing she doesn't do was think about the fact that she doesn't know how to get out of the boathouse.
There's that.
She hasn't figured. She's like, I'm going to set this place on fire. But she hasn't figured out how she's going to exit.
Necessity is the mother of invention, Emily.
So, yeah. Which that takes for fucking ever, too. But she does,
she sets him on fire.
Yeah.
He falls and he's waist deep in the flames.
And she can't get out.
It seems like he's going to be a crispy Humongous. Everything's good. She's out of there.
Well, it took her a while though.
Yeah. 5 minutes later, she's outside on the dock, and
starts
Humongous pops out of the lake.
Before that, did you note the little the way they fit, because she's sitting on the dock before you see Humongous again, and there are these random different. Hold on, there's just these weird angle shots of her face.
Did you guys?
It's I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah,
did you guys think that when Humongous was bobbing and weaving in the houseboat during the fire, it was a 9 Inch Nails video? It kind of was.
Terrible lie.
Yeah.
He was a terrible lie.
Yeah.
I guess.
He's wailing. He's just wailing.
But anyway, yeah, he is still alive.
He comes out of the lake. He's not on fire anymore. She runs up the hill and she grabs a sign.
Did you notice this too, by the way, before she sets him on fire, he moans a lot because he's like a monster.
He's sad.
But the way that she moans, because she's scared, I noticed this. I was just like, okay, A, you're not being quiet, and B, you're like,
She's not good at trying to be incognito.
And I'm like, why do you sound like you're fucking?
That's where that's where they got the working title. She's asking for it.
I was thinking, is this going the prey route?
Oh yeah, they're gonna end up fucking.
Is he gonna have a rape granddad?
I wrote too much moaning, but yeah.
Lots of moaning. So she picks up a sign out of the ground to use the spiky end as a weapon, and she's falling down and still somehow manages to stab him in the gut.
Yeah,
she's had really good luck, which I guess most final girls do.
And then she just kind of sits there.
He wails some more. She cat crawls towards him to watch him die. And she does this,
and that's where the Fiona Apple
she does
video
this
starts.
laughing to crying to a dramatic, and it was like the opening of the piano.
It totally
at the opening of Criminal.
Bad
yeah, dude, it fucking was.
Boy.
No, seriously, it was.
You've been careless
But
with
then
a
out of nowhere,
delicate man.
the boathouse. I guess it's not out of nowhere. It's been on fire. The boathouse fucking explodes, real big.
And she's just on the dock crying. You
see the sunrise on her, and she's still sitting there crying.
But I just wrote dumb ending, dumb music, and then I wrote, "Will she ever get off the island?"
I just remember it's an island. I was like, why isn't she running?
I was like, well, I just thought
swim.
I was just thinking, is she ever gonna get off this fucking island? Probably not. Maybe Bert.
Somebody's gonna.
Well, Bert said
somebody
was gonna come, but
and an explosion that big, you would think. Well, wasn't there another explosion that was really the boat?
Well, the boat, yeah,
this Coast Guard back in 1982. The Coast Guard wasn't what it is now.
No, but that was the end of the movie. So
no, it was some guy named Jim.
Kill count.
So we got Tom Rice, the rapist, at 7 minutes into the movie, and he's mauled by dogs.
Fuck that guy.
And then hit over the head with a rock by Ida.
That was way too intense.
God
okay,
damn.
Second kill is 29 minutes later. Nick.
Well, you need a breather after that shit.
Yeah.
Nick is killed off screen by Ida's son. We don't really know how he's killed. It doesn't show. The third kill is 13 minutes later, and that's Donna. Donna and Bert at the same time. So, 49 minutes. Donna is thrown onto the rocks by Ida's son, and Bert is decapitated. Although off screen, we do see his head later. Then at an hour and 17 minutes, so this is 28 minutes later, Eric is killed by being bear hugged to death. And then 8 minutes later, Carla is killed.
You can't get too much love.
By having her head squashed. And then 4 minutes after that, Ida's son is burned alive and then impaled on a spike by Sandy. So, and there's not a lot of trivia on this movie. It was Janet Baldwin's last role in a film. I don't know who that was.
She was in Gator Bait as the little sister.
Who was she, though?
She's the little sister that gets... Oh, Janet Baldwin is Carla, the mousy glasses girl.
Oh.
But in Gator Bait, she's the little sister that gets
she die
shot in
that?
the pussy.
This is her last movie.
She's in Ruby. She's in Where the Buffalo Roam. And she's in Phantom of the Paradise.
And she was shot in the pussy in all of them?
Can you believe she's in Phantom of the Paradise? That's crazy.
So anyway, the shipwreck, it was supposed to happen from a storm, but it was changed to fog because of budget constraints. I
thought it was because of Nick.
Fog's way cheaper than a storm.
I guess
Check it out, dude.
It was released.
Get on storm.com.
It was
Just
released
something
in
about people named Nick.
Stormrentals.com.
Unpredictable.
It was released in Sweden as Dog Island. The budget was estimated
Dogtown.
$2 million in Canadian dollars. I don't know how that.
No, that's like peanuts and maple syrup, dude.
I couldn't get a gross, so I don't know how much it made. But
no. That's maple syrup.
As we said earlier, is the same director and writer.
I think they pancakes are the currency.
The writer also wrote The Changeling too.
Oh, really?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I don't
George
like
C. Scott.
I don't like that movie, but anyway, Donna was the woman who played Donna. She
Joy
was
Michelle.
she was in the Flying Terror Train.
And Look Who's Talking.
The guy who played Eric.
She was in the original Fly?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Wait,
not the old, like
not with
the
Vincent
Jeff
Price.
Goldblum. The Jeff Goldblum. I don't know.
No, she's the prostitute. She's the prostitute that he has come up.
Oh shit, she is.
Yeah, totally.
Fuck.
That's Donna.
The guy who played Eric was
David Wallace.
He was pretty popular for being in General Hospital and Days of Our Lives. Those were his biggest roles.
He was also in Mortuary from 1983.
Ashes.
He was in Mazes and Monsters with young Tom Hanks and The Babysitter.
And the girl who played Sandy was in King of New York and BJ.
Awesome fucking movie.
BJ. She was in a bunch of episodes of BJ and the Bear.
Whatever happened to young Tom Hanks? Where did he go? I know we got normal Tom Hanks, but it's like a Gallagher 1 and a Gallagher 2 thing. No, young Tom Hanks is the fucking twin brother of Tom Hanks. He just didn't age. It's like Gallagher 1 and 2.
You're talking about from Big and...
Yeah, but no, that guy's still around.
I think Mazes and Monsters was his first movie. It's about D&D.
I think he was the child in the Golden
I've got
Child.
a couple notes about Nick. John Wildman, great name. He was in Blackout, Jigsaw, and this movie I really want to see called Skullduggery. And Bert was in The Gate Part 2.
So what do you give this, Nick?
Honestly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart.
Well,
besides,
please not 5 stars.
It is. It's fucking 5 stars.
Come on, he's just doing this fuck with
No, it cannot be fucking 5 stars.
Yeah.
These are his 2 favorite movies you've ever watched for the podcast.
And they're my lowest.
He's like, I hate pieces, but this is great.
No, this movie fucking ruled, dude.
Are you serious? Are you being
Scooby Doo 6, The Final Mystery. Are you really giving it 5? Shaggy's Revenge.
Wait,
it fucking ruled, dude.
He's serious.
Yeah, look at it, bitch. Check it out. You see that on my lap?
I'm
5 fucking stars.
I'm going 3.
I circled it as a pentagram to make it satanic.
I'm giving it between 0.75 and 1.
I'm not done with this shit.
That's called
no. Shut the fuck up. Seriously.
I'm giving it a 3.
Even my only problem with this movie, the lighting. Sometimes the lighting limited itself, and I never saw the fucking humongous.
So poorly
It takes
paced.
him so long to find those matches.
Dude, I was so into
totally
this.
Scooby-Doo,
This is the
though.
best episode of Scooby Doo I've ever seen, and I never liked Scooby Doo.
I thought Return
If only they had
to
the
Horror High was
mask
more
Don't talk about
Scooby-Doo.
that.
If they
Talk
had
about
the
this
master
movie.
from that.
No, I think
in
that
this?
was more Scooby-Doo.
Jesus fucking
though.
Christ.
I'm just
Nobody's
saying
listening to
that.
me.
Wait, which one did you say was the dog?
Are you talking to me or her?
You.
It wasn't me.
Well, you said that Nick was like bad Shaggy. You said that.
Okay, no, I got it written down here.
Fred.
Velma Al
Carla.
Yankovic. Okay, so Velma was the fucking
Carla.
The Al Yankovic lookalike.
Hey, she's cute, man.
Daphne and Fred were Eric and Sandy. And Nick was Evil Scooby,
And
not Evil Scooby, Evil Shaggy. And
Should he not be Scrappy?
No.
So
And Donna was the loose lady who was
Blueberry Titty.
Blueberry Tits
Scooby Doo.
was Scooby. Yeah, and then what I want to know is who is Scrappy.
Why does this podcast? I never say tits in my regular
The
life.
Humongous must have been
Something about
Scrappy.
this show makes
He's
me
just
say
trying to join the
tits all
gang.
time.
I don't know, dude. I thought this movie was fucking awesome,
It
and
was
I
good.
got the fucking Scooby Doo thing really
Was there-
early,
does
and
that
then I
make their
thought I was
boat-
going crazy. And when you mentioned it, I was like, dude, fucking somebody else got this.
Do you think that means their boat's the Mystery Machine?
Dude, this
the
was
van, yeah.
this was the, and also this was the best mystery I've ever seen. That fucking
Ever
team.
seen.
No, not
Your
no.
hyperbole is quite amusing.
No,
Okay,
no.
okay, time out. So
The Maltese Falcon's a little bit better.
We do? Okay. All right. So I'm going to give it 1 star maybe. And
What?
3.
The fuck?
because, okay, listen. I would have given it maybe
This
3.
is why I'm the babysitter.
Maybe 3 if it had had any kind of good lighting. And if it had been about 20 minutes shorter, if they had,
I'll give you that with the 20
there was a
minutes.
lot of pacing.
The lighting and the 20 minutes.
pacing issues were just there was too much
So
of
does that
just
mean
walking
it's a 4.5?
the fuck around. Like just
There were problems. 5 stars.
You
is
can't
the
give it 5
perfect
stars if you have
score.
problems with it.
You just
yeah.
said the lighting.
I would watch this again any fucking
Yeah,
time.
but you still have issues with it, so whatever.
No, I don't.
You're going 5.
I can forgive those issues. Yeah, I'm going 5.
That's
I fucking-
I really
Well,
am
okay.
shocked. I thought for sure he was going to
No,
get
dude,
over here
no,
with
no,
both
seriously.
movies and be like, "Fuck these! I don't want to even
No,
fucking
I
do
really
this."
enjoyed
podcast."
both
they were
of them.
I didn't like either of them,
I
but
couldn't
whatever.
look away from this fucking movie.
We're
I
also
had
talking about
such a
Return to
good
Horror
time
High.
with it, man.
But I will say that my score would have gone up had the lighting issues not been such an issue, but mainly the fucking pacing. It took way too long for anything to happen.
I loved all of it.
So yeah, and you give it 3.
I give it gentleman's 3. I feel like who? I feel bad for Humongous. I feel bad for Ida. I feel bad for these dumb kids.
I
Except
also
Nick.
would've liked
Nick
to
got
have-
what he deserved. And he was acting like a
I
little
would have
bitch.
liked to have known also like what happened to the rest of that fam. Like
Yeah, what happened to Beard
they
Dad?
said that like Bert said that the island was still they would have parties and stuff through the 60s. So what happened with the dad? You know
Nixon.
what?
Well,
what
that's
happened?
the thing. Eric never left the 60s.
Well, there was a huge family, so I'm like, what happened to the rest of them? Anyway, so well, yeah, stay gagged on Humongous.
Stay gagged on proto 9 Inch Nail videos.
Stay gagged on lost packs of matches.
Stay gagged on fucking ripping off Friday 13th Part 2.
Stay gagged on 36 years to be exact.
Stay gagged on Labor Day.
Yeah, stay gagged on. Hopefully, you don't have to work on Labor Day, I guess.
Right.
but-
Stay gagged on forget her tits.
Stay gagged on blueberries. And stay,
Oh man, those blueberry stains.
stay gagged on all of our social media
Blueberry tits
Instagram,
rules.
TikTok, Gag Me with a Knife Podcast, Twitter, Gag Knife Pod. You can be a member of our Patreon, get member shout outs, early access to video to episodes.
Fuck you.
You
pay
can
me.
request movies, and you will get bonus exclusives. So check that out. It's on Patreon, Gag Me with a Knife Podcast.
Boner exclusive.
And
Make
we
it
have
rain on
our
them
merch
hoes.
at gagmewithaknifepodcast.com.
Make it rain on them
And
hoes.
we'll see you next.
Bye.
Happy Labor Day, bitches.